Interesting looking leaf. Well, I read this about the police drones coming back when I did the ground school stuff, but I guess it's official, huh? It says here, eyes in the sky. 3 new Vancouver police drones could be flying by year's end. Residents of Vancouver could soon look up to see an eye in the sky, operated by the Vancouver Police. The Vancouver Police VPD says it's bought 3 drones for use in police work and is taking a new internal drone use policy to the city's police board on Thursday for approval. The department says the new policy was developed with the input from a variety of stakeholders, including the Office of the Information and Privacy Commissioner and the BC Civil Liberties Association. It says the drones will be used for a variety of purposes, including vehicle collisions, crime scene reconstruction, search and rescue, and disaster zone analysis. And of course, the first thing that comes on everyone's mind usually when you think of a drone, it's going to spy on me and all that, correct? It says here, the department says it will not use the drones for surveillance. However, the policy does outline potential for drone use for critical incidents and tactical awareness. And it says here, quote, during critical incidents when there's a high degree of risk to life, drones can safely provide real-time images of hazards, suspects, locations of interest, and viable entry or exit ways, states the policy. I did watch the press conference as well that they held where they're talking about this new plan and policy that they planned, like they say, to get approved by Thursday. And it seemed like for the most part they were emphasizing things like car accidents, essentially where you can bring the drone there, get the data to try to analyze the situation and then be gone essentially. But then they were also talking about monitoring things like, say, the celebration of light. For those who don't know, that's like a firework event here. So people are wondering, how is that gonna work? You're gonna fly the drone around during the nighttime to monitor essentially people to see if there's anything going on. Because they also mentioned things saying, you've probably seen a bunch of drones up there during that time, which are probably not authorized. So it makes you wonder, in that case, are they using it for surveillance, as you say? But they say, according to their policy, they can't use it unless, I guess, there's a reasonable reason, like to actually bring the drone out there. Like they can't necessarily just fly there and say, oh, let's just see what's going on today. There has to be a specific mission saying, there's a robbery here at this corner, fly the drone there so we can see. And look at the budget they're spending, holy smokes. Operations equipment, 3 RPAs, $112,000. Really, just for the equipment? Training equipment, $2,000. This is completely separate for the training because it says here the ground school training and Transport Canada certification, $10,675. Holy smokes! That sounds way too much, isn't it? One hilarious detail I thought anyways in reading their release, it says here like for the ground school training, $9,975, which is about $498.75 per pilot, and it says Transport Canada exam cost equals $10. Yeah, good luck passing that on your very first try if they haven't fixed this exam yet, especially for the advanced. At the same time, you'll still need to do the in-flight review too, which should be more money. Unless they're doing something like I said before about that other one where maybe it's a guaranteed pass, so to speak, I don't know. And of course I'm curious, what kind of drones are they flying? According to this, it says they have one larger one, it's a FLIR SkyRanger, and 2 smaller Mavic 2 Enterprise units. And it says they also have 3 Spark drones for training purposes. Man, is that actually equal to $112,000? That doesn't sound right, does it? The other thought I had was they made a comment on why they delayed for so long in terms of having a drone in their police force, because it could make more sense as opposed to things like helicopters and all that. And they were saying they were waiting for things like their regulations to be finalized for things like Transport Canada, and now that it is, they feel it's the right time to do it. That got me thinking though, because based on these drones that they purchased, wouldn't this technically make a lot of their operations illegal? Because here in Canada anyways, if you fly the drone in an advanced operation which allows you to do things like flying near people and all that, you still have to actually get a drone that's qualified to be able to do that. So for example, the drones have to be qualified to fly in a controlled airspace, near people or over people. And if I have these drones correct, none of them can actually fly over people. So if I'm reading the right one here, the first one is the SkyRanger. It's by Arion Labs, and according to the Transport Canada list, you can't fly this one over people. So if you are using it for an emergency, for example, let's just say they use the example of celebration of lights. Let's just say there's someone in the background there. We have to go forward to monitor them. You can't fly over people technically with this. It would be illegal. I know for sure for all the DJI products, you can't fly over people as is. Because I fly like a Mavic, for example, and none of them, you can actually go over people without adding extra stuff. For example, maybe like a parachute system or something like that. And I know for sure, even this Mavic 2 Enterprise Dual, it says you can't fly over people with this either. So how useful will these drones be in certain situations? Like, I'm just exaggerating, but imagine you're going after somebody, like you're monitoring them. Technically, if they walk right into you, you're illegal right now, or any bystander. Because I asked this question before. For example, if you're operating a drone perfectly legal and all that stuff, you're standing in your spot capturing footage. If someone actually walks in, whose fault is it? The drone operator or that bystander? Technically, it's still your fault from what I was told. Even if they walk into your operation within, let's say, the 5 meters or less, or over your drone, technically you're in the fault still. Or an over-the-top example I'm thinking, like, I wouldn't doubt if it would happen, is imagine they caught somebody or whatever, they're pursuing them. They got video evidence now because of the drone that they're the criminal. But because the criminal, let's say, ran underneath the drone or something like that, would that technically make the evidence like non-admissible in court because it was obtained through illegal use or something like that? I just wouldn't be surprised, like I said, if something like that actually happens. They do say for any footages and stuff like that, they'll delete it afterwards that are irrelevant. So that's supposed to, I guess, ease up the hysteria of these things are going to be spying on you. But again, with things like the regulations, I wonder if stuff like that was actually an oversight in terms of the drones that they're using right now as well, or plan to use. I guess this is an example too. I mean, for the people that just say, yeah, like restrict those recreational flyers and all that, these stuff makes sense. I mean, they bleed into the professional use of them as well, in terms of them being over the top in many cases where it could be a lot better. Doesn't that sound silly to you in many ways, where if something's flying over you like a drone, you're so paranoid and stuff nowadays just because of all the news stories and all that, yet a helicopter or something like that could fly right over you and you don't think twice? What was that? Holy cow, buddy, you can't follow me home. I'm going to a dangerous place, buddy. Lots of cars and stuff like that. I guess there's no drone flying today. Funny enough, with all that money they spent, I would imagine it would have been better to spend the money on some kind of waterproof drone as well. I guess it's time for the archive. Alright, see you guys later.